Yeah, I really gotta fix that fan. That's kind of weird how it comes back purple, isn't it?
So if there's a dead field on there, that won't cause it to switch on, but after you load up to about 2 meters, this is a double one for every one, it is which you have to practically eventually immediately copy and let you go, we'll just hold on to 2 meters, but this is something like that. Playground is there, holding the something there, I don't know if folks know, occasionally.
I've been running my 3D printer with one piece of this thin picture frame glass, and I've actually broken pieces of glass when the part's cooled if it's got enough surface area to the glass. So I'm going to try doubling 2 up. I really need to buy thicker glass though. Geez, that's still only probably 1/8 of an inch or 3/16. It would be better than 1 though. I got a new laptop, so I got to put a lot of the programs that I had on the other one on this new one. And it's kind of a pain. Anyway, the question is I'm using Cura for my 3D printing. What are you guys using? Have you found something that works good with your printer? Let me know in the comments. Prussia. I have a Prussia. I'm going to check Prussia. Now I'm going to say custom. Alright, I got to set all this up. I need 2 hands. Okay, my parts are all loaded up in Cura. The reason why I use Cura is because I have some custom code that I wrote for bed leveling here. It's not a bunch of code, but it's that much. This is that purple stuff when I hit it with ammonia. It's kind of purple glue. Wasn't that interesting how when I sprayed that ammonia on it, it turned purple like that though. I might have invented something and didn't even know it, a new chemical. This is the bed leveling for the 3D printer. There's a micro switch on this little arm, which this servo brings up and down. And before every print job, it levels the bed in 9 spots. So that's that little bit of code I was telling you is in Cura, custom code. It drops that servo, measures the bed, gets an overall plane of the surface, and then it subtracts or adds numbers to the G code to level the bed software style. This is a software level, not a hardware level. So in theory this bed could be quite tipped, and it should still be able to print fairly nice, in theory. 97% done. It looks good from this angle, but sometimes it's hard to tell until you get it out. Sometimes the bottom can be messed up. Okay, it's finished. I'll just let it cool, and we'll take it out. When it cools, the glass pops. Maybe you can hear it. Okay, let's take a razor blade and release it. These parts aren't that bad so far. Getting this raft off is kind of difficult, but I had to use rafting because I was having problems getting it to stick. When you don't run your machine for a while, I've noticed that getting things loosened up again takes some time to start running again well. You have to use it or it kind of just gums up. I've noticed if you print quite often, it really doesn't have problems until you just start letting it sit. Then you get this kind of stuff, but it gets better as you run it. It doesn't like sitting idle. See the gear teeth right on that arm? Direct drive. That's what I said I wanted. So I'm going to test this out and see how it works. It's a little spacer. There we go. Yes, it does take some time to clean up the parts, especially when your machine's not optimized. I have to run the parts again. These little parts right here, I needed 4 of them, and they're all the same, and I missed that. And then the other ones with a little bend in them behind the head there, I needed 3 of them, so my mistake, I wasn't paying attention. It's putting down plastic pretty well now. What I had to do, can you see that? Those layers of tape right there on that micro switch? I increased the distance a little bit by putting that tape on there, because what was happening is my tip was touching the build plate too close, so I shimmed that switch into thinking, I shimmed it so it thinks that the build plate is closer than it is, because to make that change you have to go inside the settings in Pronto Face and change the Arduino code. It's not as easy as just using tape. But if it continues running like this, I could go ahead and go into Pronto and change the code. It's a real pain how you have to do it. It's a little skippy right there, isn't it? Oh, there it just filled in. If you see your nozzle start dragging, you know you have to raise up the nozzle just a little. And also, the flow rate of how fast, basically how fast this gear turns and feeds it plastic, I've set that up to 105%. So I'm increasing my flow by 5%. And that seems to be helping too, but it might catch up with me by the time the thing's done and be too much. But I'll keep an eye on it. It seems like it's laying down that plastic pretty nice though. Seems to be doing good at the moment. It's a very hard thing to film because it's not easily seen. I've got the camera quite low, and then you have to put the light right on it. Kind of weird how it makes its choices at times. It doesn't seem like it always does the most easy moves, like the rapid moves, and it will come back to an area after just a short time. Some of the moves to me don't make sense, but maybe there's a reason why the software is built that way. I'm not sure. Maybe it's given it time to cool or something, who knows. That bottom part's the raft. That's the part I peel off. Okay, let's go look for that flow. Turn it down a little bit. Still a little gobby. Seems like it's laying okay though. Okay, my arm's getting sore. Seen enough for now, we'll come back later. We're at 16%. Temperatures are holding steady. I wonder if that nozzle's still a little bit low. Looks like it might be dragging through it a little bit. Hard to tell. It's doing pretty good now. It's a little bit sloppy, but at least they look pretty flat. I think these parts come out a lot better. Remember I was telling you how when you run the machine it seems like they get better. I just take my fingernail and push it around the plastic and pull up. may have to attach this control horn to this one with glue or screws or something. And this is so close to the servo, that wasn't thought out well either. Yeah, keep going. Looking pretty cool. Need some spacers or something in here. I've got some extra pieces here. I could probably rig these up. Double nuts for everybody. Now it just needs to be a lot bigger. This is kind of like the tiny version. I like it though. That would leave enough room in between there to put a couple rubber pads. I could close it up if I need be. This is the original sweep servo program for the Arduino from Scott, and I just came in here and changed some of the numbers, like 5, 50, and 1. Those were higher. 180 and 0, I think. 180 degrees is what it would be. So now I got from 5 to 50 degrees with an increment of +1. This opens it, and then it loops to close it, and it just repeats over and over. And the reason why it repeats, it's in a loop. See that bracket? That belongs to this loop. So it just keeps looping and looping. And there's actually 2 loops. There's one on the top, 4 and 4. When you see 4, that states it's going in a loop. So this loop goes first, and then this loop goes second, and when it's done with that, it goes up to the top, and it keeps doing it over and over and over. Okay, let's change the speed, make it a little bit faster. Those 2 delays control that. Right now it's at 40. Let's change that number. Okay, let's change it to 20, and then we push this button, and that sends it to the Arduino. There, it's a little bit faster. Well, I definitely like the direct drive system better than I like this one that we built earlier with the linkages. So the next thing to do would be to scale it up. And here's the servo for that. This is a 1/4 scale airplane servo. Let's take a look at the difference. This versus this motor. I want to go ahead and play with this for a few days and make sure this will be the final design, and then I'll sit down and draw it around the servo. I haven't told you yet what I plan to do with these mechanical grippers, but I will in time. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment, thumbs up, ring the bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.